Yeah, that's our intro, and I wanted to get us a little bit pumped and try something new, and hopefully you guys enjoyed it. But it's Friday night. We're coming at you live. It's about to go down. I've been up since 3:45. I was the first one in the gym. I was clanging and banging, banging and clanging, throwing that weight around like it was my job. But guess what? I don't got one. So let's try it. Cat Ren, what's up?
Yeah, it's Friday. It's been a long week. I was definitely I was looking forward to being back with my comic family. Of course, everyone in the chat, bunch of awesome people here. Definitely excited to see Carson and Legend. No offense, Comic Man Andy. I love you too, but it's been a minute since I've seen Carson or Legend. Chad, we talk all the time, so big love there. And it's Friday, so yay.
And yeah, we love you too, Kat. We got Cantankerous in the chat asking how he enlists in the Corps and what benefits do they offer. Really, we don't have that many offers. We just, I don't know, scratch each other's backs here and there. But nonetheless, Jason Smith, Chris Barrett, and Chris Barrett, Comic Book Andy. I can't do this. I'm gonna hand this over to the man who's got the coolest chat game in the world, and that's none other than New Stan. What's up, buddy?
Oh man, not much. I went to a con today, Indiana Comic Con, so I got a little bit of talked about there. But hey, we'll go ahead and acknowledge that, chat. We got the mailman himself. I'm not talking about Carl Malone. I'm talking about Mr. Media Mail, Jason Smith. I know Great Legend loves him some Jason Smith. We also, oh man, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. We got Chris Barrett in the chat. What is going on, man? And we got Mark BKR90 in the chat. He's making salmon, so hopefully
my house is gonna stink.
Alarm going off soon. So we'll see about that. There's the spoilers for the rest of the show. Mark is salmon. Maybe he's got his fishing line in the water now, trying to catch that salmon. Mark likes him in the outdoors, so we'll see what happens there. So stay tuned tonight. I know that's why we get most of our ratings. See what Mark's eating. Next up, we got John's Comics with Kids, host of the B show over there on Wednesdays. And actually, he's been killing over there. It's like Comic Core Unlimited. Those guys are awesome. My shirt's still downstairs, folded up. Haven't even put it on yet. So let's see. We got Cantankerous. He's wanting to enlist in the Corps, but just remember, man, once you're in the Corps, it's for life. Just ask Kat. She was a guest like a year ago, and she's stuck here now. So sorry.
They never let me leave.
And then we got
and next week.
Yeah. And then we got Joe freaking Ryan in the chat. Flying Joe Ryan, as Legend likes to call him. And I just want to give a quick special shout out before I turn over the 16-time world champion. I was going to have a new name for Drew, but he's busy tonight. But I was going to call him the 24/7 champion because he's based on this channel 7 days a week doing killer comic reviews. But, he dropped the 24/7 title to this next man. So, Great Legend, I'll turn it over to you, man. What's going on? And he's on mute.
You're muted.
The Great Legend is live on Comic Core. Good to be here tonight for a lot of fun. Off the rails. We're going to go over some of our top picks, and we're going to be going over some great topics too. And we are honored with the Comic Core member, Comic Man Andy. Got Andy in the house. He's getting some good grubbing in. But man, Andy, it's good to see you. I'll let you swallow that meal and hey, taking another bite. Come on, Andy. Andy, what do you
for that?
But it's great to see Andy tonight. Great to be here, and we're excited. And, it's been a long week, and we're ready to entertain the fans and fellowship with each other. Andy, what do you got going on, man? Welcome to the Core.
I got a little bit of everything, man. I got a desk full of comics, I got a good sandwich, and I got a good beer.
Hell yeah.
That's all you need, man.
That's all you need, man. What do you think, Carson?
Oh, man, I could go for a good sandwich. And actually, yeah, let's go grab a beer. That sounds good too. But yeah, happy to have Comic Man Andy on the show. Been waiting to get this guy on for a while now.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I guess, as we always start this show, we can go over picks of the week. And it was a pretty solid week for me, at least. We had Ninja Turtles, Jenica's doing her thing. She finally got her yellow bandana. Luckily, she got attacked by a ninja wearing yellow, so she could get her yellow bandana. But the real story here is Splinter gets humbled. So is he going to be leader of the Foot Clan from here on out? And the brothers, they had to surrender at the end of this. So City at War is really heating up on that march to Turtles 100. So continues to be a great storyline. Don't just, think about this book when it comes to speculation. It's got a good story in it, too. So really been enjoying Turtles. Angel's actually been pretty good from Boom, finally. I like the Buffy side, but Angel hadn't been doing too much for me. But in this one, like a weird technology demon, similar to one that was on Buffy in Season 1, attacks Winifred Burkle, who was on the Angel series. So the reason all these characters are getting attacked is because I guess they watched the Angel series, and now they're just like, oh, we're going to attack everybody before they even meet Angel. So he saves Fred, and in the end splash, it's Gunn getting attacked from the show Angel, of course. So they're leading into this Hellmouth crossover with Buffy. So it's been getting actually pretty good in that. Cover by the week for me. Finally got this crypto cover from Adam Hughes on Superman 14. I just love it because it has his loves and his hates in the little circle. So you got the fire hydrant, you got Supergirl, all awesome looking there, Superman in the corner, and then he does not like Streaky the Super Cat. So really enjoyed that cover. Found Chad's book last week. Won't talk too much about it. So we got Batman 77. Apparently there is a major death in this issue, which Chad can spoil if he feels like, because he did last week. But you get some nice Tony Daniel art inside here too. But I've been keeping up on the King Batman, so the Insanes, there you go. Thanks, Chad. That works perfect. So that happens inside this wonderful copy of Batman 77. And then lastly, my actual pick of the week. I think I got to go with the conclusion of Spider-Man life story.
I didn't read it. I didn't read it, man.
So I won't spoil too much on this, but some of the storylines they picked from 2010. There's one like I actually didn't see coming at all, so I won't spoil that. But I really liked. We do get Miles Morales finally in this issue. I will at least say that. So you get a lot of Old Man Peter and Miles Morales. So really like this book.
If you want to spoil it, go for it, because everybody else has probably read it. I just haven't gotten.
Well,
I got my book.
I'll just hold up the book while I'm talking spoilers, so I guess you guys can take your earbuds out or whatever, and then I'll put it down when I'm done talking about spoilers. So I guess just real quick, spoilers. Now they're saying don't spoil the life story. So there you go. No one wants to hear the spoilers. So, all right.
I'm going to read that on Marvel Unlimited in 6 months. Yep.
Issue 1 probably comes out next week. So there you go.
You want to throw it to the guests? Hey, comic book Andy, are you eating, or do you want to show some books?
I'm doing pretty good, man. You guys need something? I got you.
It's on you, brother. You want to see what's your pick of the week?
Ooh, you want me to go straight to the pick of the week?
Damn.
Ooh,
look at that.
I gotta go with Mountainhead for my pick of the week.
Sweet.
I didn't really dig the cover when I saw it in previews, but man, if any of you guys read Road of Bones, this is the first page of Mountainhead. That's like Road of Bones right there.
Whoa.
Like if you dug Road of Bones, you're gonna dig this. This is gonna be a really good read.
I dig your beard. Look at your beard. Fucking handsome. I love that.
This is the baby beard. This is only 2 months in, man.
Damn. You're going to go Shazam the Wizard on that thing, baby.
Hell yeah. I only shave once a year. 1 day a year I shave, and that's it.
Awesome, man. So y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all subscribe to Andy in the chat and follow his beard if you want to know where it's at.
Only if you like jokes and like bad videos, then subscribe to me.
Those are my favorite.
I did my first unboxing and never opened the box.
Okay.
I got so many dislikes for that. It was 12 minutes of me trying to open the box and getting phone calls, and everybody hated it. I woke up to like 4 nasty text messages the next day. It was awesome.
Miss Cat Brent.
Hi.
Do you have anything left after the Drew and Cat show?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. All right. So I have some picks to talk about that are comics, and I got one. Yeah, I know this isn't a comic, but it just came out today, and I'm super excited about it. And that is the Dark Pictures anthology new installment, and that's Man of Medan. And this is from the same creators of Until Dawn. So got some horror video games coming at you this weekend, probably live if Mark and I can actually figure out the setup. And then as far as comics go, this technically came out last week. But as you know from the Drew and Cat show, I did just get my pulls from Midtown, and it continues. Yeah, I know no one else really likes Snot Girl. I'm like the only person that reads it on this whole thing. But I do love me some Snot Girl. Lottie Person.
The only person who reads it.
On this group, I am. Lottie Person, still just as crazy, still reeling from the debacle that was her pop-up shop. And in this issue, it's the Bachelor's issue. So Norm Girl's fiance has his bachelor party, which kind of ends up not the way you'd expect your bachelor party to go. Because it ends with the best man getting stabbed in the back. So, you'd really hope your bachelor party wouldn't end up that way, but it is what it is. It's the world of Snot Girl, and everyone's crazy in it. So, and then this week in comics, no, I don't have my pulls from Midtown yet, unfortunately, but I did have to go into my shop in order to get this beauty. So this is Justice League issue 30. This is the start of the Justice Doom War. And, reading through it, really gorgeous Bill Jimenez art. Everyone is, of course, really excited about the whole Luther storyline. Yeah. We basically have a lot of ends of different characters and different teams. Basically, we have Justice League Unlimited started in this issue because Superman states, "Consider yourselves all deputized. As of this moment forward, you are all Justice League members.
Damn.
Get ready for war."
Shit. That's a fucking spec book right there.
This book is now a Justice League member, not to mention the fact that there are multiple Justice League teams going on right now. I'm really excited about it. Justice League Unlimited was one of my favorite shows when it's coming out. But that's not even the thing that made me scream about this issue. Now, the thing that really got me excited about this issue, and I know Legend would love to read this part, and that is an appearance of our favorite last boy on Earth, Commandy.
Oh, he's got the cutoff jeans on.
Yes, he does. He's got the cutoff jeans. He's got some reinforcements behind him.
Oh my God, he's got freaking Dr. Canis and old who's that other guy? Tuftkin.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
I'm the last boy on Earth, and you're about 2 weeks too late to save your future.
Yeah, I fucking love that. All right, that's gonna be read on the DC Universe.
And then the very next page, we get to, we're the Justice Society of America, and you're about 2 weeks too late to save your past. So we got some Wildcat, we got some Starman, we got some Hawkman, we got some Spectre. Shout out to Comic Spectre. We got all sorts of goodness in this.
Dr. Fate.
Dr. Fate, yeah.
Damn.
Oh yeah, this issue is
Doomsday Clock.
Damn, that's some good stuff. Oh my God.
I love this issue. I mean, I know I follow both the creators on Instagram, and Phil Jimenez was really talking up this issue, like, go get this issue, and showing all this gorgeous art. And it's like, I don't want to wait until my pulls. to get it. So I picked up a copy. Very pleased that I did. This was an amazing issue. Definitely check it out if you haven't already.
Man, that's awesome.
There we go.
Yeah. Mark,
Legend, you're up, my man.
All right. Well, my new pick of the week is Justice League 30, and I haven't even fucking read it. I mean, the only thing that's missing out of there was Jonah Hex in there anywhere? I mean, that's probably the only thing missing.
Here's the thing. There were so many characters in that one panel.
Yeah.
I've looked at that panel, and I'm still picking out different characters.
God.
So he might be somewhere in the background. We don't know. I mean, his daughter's hanging out in DC Comics right now, so I'm sure he's somewhere. He's hiding out, getting ready to save the day at some point.
That's awesome. The one, I don't spend a lot on new books or anything, but the ones that I'm going to be getting on whenever the end of the month is going to be the Freedom Fighters issue 8, which I'm like on issue 3, so I'm not even caught up on that. But the one I cheat read on digital was the Fantastic Four 4 Yancey Street. And 4 Yancey Street is the address of where the Fantastic Four's new little hideout is, their little building. And Yancey Street, is kind of the slums, kind of the, it's the place where little Benji Grimm grew up back in the day with his older brother, good old Daniel Grimm Jr. And they were always hanging in the Yancey Street gang. Of course, Daniel at one point was the leader of the Yancey Street gang, I believe, but I don't know. I haven't read it in a long time or even looked at it, but it was a great issue. So kind of like a one-shot I think they're doing, but they're going to be, Marvel's hinted that they were going to be doing some more like one-shot type Fantastic Four stories, which is really cool. This one didn't have too many variants. I think I just got cover A on this one. I liked the cover A a lot, so I got that one. They did have a nice Kirby one that looked pretty cool, but I think it was like a 1 in 50 or something. And yeah, I just didn't.
The artwork in the story is very Kirby-esque.
Yeah, there is a part, because me and Chad both read this one because we'll talk about it. Like, then you see like the second part, total Kirby, yeah, like homage to Kirby, but it was pretty cool. It's just a little neighborhood story, which those are always fun. You don't have to go out into space or go back in time or go to the multiverse to have a good story and for the story to have a good meaning. But it's a great story. What happened was there was some spray paint graffiti going on at the Daniel Grimm little youth center that Ben Grimm set up for all the troubled youths of the Yancey Street gang. It's kind of like a little boys and girls club for all the kiddos. And, he wants them to go there so they can, they don't grow up going to jail or whatever like that, like some of the old school Yancey Street gang. But there was some spray paint and some guy, I don't remember what it said, Fantastic Four sucks or whatever. Basically, there was a kid that sprayed that on there, and Ben finally caught him with some of Reed Richards' tech. And he asked, why are you doing this for? Why are you doing this for? Well, since the Fantastic Four are on Yancey Street, the mayor and all the higher ups are, I guess not the mayor, but they're charging more for the rent on Yancey Street. So at the very end, Ben Grimm has a great idea after he gets the kid to clean the spray paint off. He's going to use Reed's tool, and I can't remember the name of the tool, but it makes everything bigger. So say you live in a one-room apartment and you turn this little device on, it'll expand the square footage of the inside of the place, but the outside still stays normal. So just some crazy Reed Richards tech. So they were able to start fitting 2 people per apartment, I believe. And it was just a crazy fun story. But like Chad said, the artwork was really good. You had about 4 different artists working on the interiors, but the very first part during the flashback, even the background looked like old newspaper style print comics, the 80s, like that newspaper style and the pages. It looked just like that. The second part looked just so Kirby-ish, and all of it was just awesome. So that's my pick of the week. I know my picks of the week are pretty easy to pick since normally I only get 1 to 2 things a week, but great issue if you haven't read it. Chad, what was your thoughts on Fantastic Four 4 Yancey Street? Look at that Kirby-esque action there.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. I mean, the Kirby, it's very Kirby-esque, and then you got a little Mark Baglia doing some interior as well. Mm-hmm. And then it ends with Doom, and that
I
gets me.
forgot about that. That was the funny part. That was just a little funny thing.
But the artwork in it is a throwback, and it makes you feel good that these guys are one, they have a book again. Two, there's a possibility of them coming back. So it's pretty exciting.
You got Future Foundation, you got Fantastic Four, you've got the little one-shots they're doing. They're doing a three-part deal that's going to go through 3 different comics. It's a Silver Surfer storyline. I'm not really going to get that. I'll wait for digital on that. But just so much good. I'm so glad that, they're doing Fantastic Four comics, because for me personally, I'm a Fantastic Four and I'm a Shazam fan. And for the longest time, there wasn't no Shazam coming out. And there's none coming out right now. But there wasn't any Fantastic Four coming out. But that was a great time for me to buy a lot of back issues. Chad, what was some of the other cool stuff you read this week?
Well, I didn't get a chance to read a lot, though I did read Superman, Batman and Superman, and Red Hood. Apparently, Red Hood is a pretty popular book this week. I guess everybody's saying it doubled in price already for the.
Well, on mycomicshop.com, it was $20 and I was like, I was going through the book seeing if I missed anything, and I was like, why is this new book $20? And then so I went to CBSI's website, Superman Comics in the house.
Yeah.
I always go to that to figure out like why is something like so hot, and it's got 4 first appearance characters in it. Chad, and you had told me that you've been picking up Red Hood and the Outlaws since New 52, and it's one of those books that always seems to be on the chopping block. Do you think by DC saying, well, you know what? We love Red Hood and the Outlaws. We want you to love Red Hood and the Outlaws. Do you think DC did some of those PsyOps mind control games saying, hey, we're going to get 4 new characters in this book, so please pick it up. Well, it's our last time. We're going to freaking promote it. Buy this freaking book. And I think that's what happened. I mean, if that book made the CBSI list at I think it was number 1 on there because 4 first appearances. I mean, holy hell. I mean, I think Chad, I think Red Hood and the Outlaws, they're going to be around for a little bit longer. What do you think?
No, the reason I think they're going to be around for a while is they're reintroducing Bizarro, and I mean they're bringing the Outlaws back with Artemis. Was it Artemis?
Yes, it was Artemis.
So it's Artemis and
Bizarro.
And that's why I think it's gonna. I mean, it's a good story. And Kat, and maybe you can help me. Isn't that the artist from the original run too?
From the New 52? I don't know.
Yeah, I actually think.
No, it's not the original artist. It is one of the original creative team for the writing staff.
Because the art. Oh, you know what? That's the artist from Superman, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Because one of the original artists for the New 52 run was actually Rockefort, Kenneth Rockefort. Really gorgeous art, kind of undervalued there, but yeah, completely different artistic team, but still really gorgeous throughout. Got to tell you.
My other pick is the Batman, the Batman versus Superman, and not super sold on this book because I mean I love the character of the Batman Laughs, but I don't know. It's just I wasn't feeling. I guess I'm maybe overload a little bit on the metal stuff, but
now we have a Shazam who laughs.
Yeah, I learned about this character as well from Simple Man. I was like, oh my God, Simple Man, don't show Shazam or Fantastic Four stuff because it makes me addicted, but I am going to hold off on this guy. Yeah, I got to have that willpower. But I did get the 2 months from now, they're going to have the Year of the Villain Black Adam one shot, and it's going to be where the Shazam who laughs, Black Adam's going to be fighting him. So I did order that one, but so cool.
I don't know. I've been in a different mindset on my reading and stuff. I think I need to go to. I need to step back from it. I think I'm reading way too many books at this point.
Do you think DC? Okay, so the Batman Who Laughs. I didn't read the DC Metal, and I don't know hardly. I know Batman Who Laughs is supposed to be a combination of Batman and Joker. Maybe some
Yes.
weird convergence type thing happened to him, and they
Mhm.
mashed in, which is always pretty cool because with quantum mechanics and quantum pollution and quantum theory, sometimes if parallel worlds converge on each other, depends. Loses an S, or you get some other crazy Mandela effects, but I think that's pretty damn cool that they have their own kind of little universe. So I'm thinking if they do it right, DC might have a lot of characters like Plastic Man Who Laughs, or, Freedom Fighters Who Laugh, Black Lightning Who Laugh. They could keep it going. It'd be like a Marvel Zombies, but it'll be just DC laughs, and everyone's laughing at shit.
I think we just
DC
thought of an
laughing.
amazing one shot. DC laugh.
DC laughs. Yeah, that would be
We're gonna
cool.
have the Titans who laugh.
Oh man, you could do so much with that stuff. I mean, and sure, like Chad said, you're over it, and stuff like that. But there's probably some crazy people that love that laugh stuff.
Oh no, I mean I love the statues right now. They're not producing them quick enough. I mean I've got 4 of the Batman. I mean,
Damn.
I need to get there's 2 more, I think, right? How many were there? 6 or 5?
Is that the Who
There's
Laughed?
6 of them.
Yeah, so I need the one from the Wonder Woman one, and then the Devastator one. Because I mean I've got, I think this is my newest one, right?
I think that's the last one you showed off.
That's
The Dawn
pretty
Breaker.
nice.
I've got the Drowned.
Yeah, that was pretty goofy.
So these are like convergences. Most likely, if there's 6, they're going to converge on the League or something. It'll be like Justice League Laughers. Is that a Flash one?
Yeah, Red Death.
Death.
He's gonna now. Red Death is the main bad guy in this year's Flash.
Okay. Now, are all these characters from the DC Metal storyline?
Yep.
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't see.
That's
I
their
haven't read
leader right there.
that. He's the leader of it, the Batman.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Oh my god! And then there's the Shazam one.
So they have the
Wow.
what was it, the Doom Machine or the Murder Machine?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so there's
7.
There's 7, yeah.
Is 7
Oh, yeah, I
is
guess
Murder
so,
Machine? Is he the cyborg one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was my favorite of the
Wasn't he
spin-off.
out? Wasn't he
I
out?
kinda like the
Are they
Murder-
going to
Yeah.
make a Murder Machine statue? Because you'd have to make that into a big beast of a statue.
Well, that and Devastator would have to be a
Yeah.
pretty big one. That's what when Chad said he needed Devastator, I'm like, oh man, that's probably gonna be like the biggest one. But yeah, Murder Machine. would be a big one, too.
The price point on these are only $40.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So
good. Pretty good.
I heard the Devastator is going to be 80 though.
Ooh, the big boys. It's kind of like your key issues. Key issues, I say $100, but boy, when you buy into big boys, you gotta pay 4 figure. And when I'm talking holy grails, I'm talking about them 5 figures.
Well, I was looking at this week was pretty big. Marvel and DC both had 15 titles that came out, but next week Marvel's coming out with 20 titles. DC has 15, Antarctica Press has 12, Image has 12, IDW has 8, Alterna has 7, Action Labs has 5, American Mythology 5, Dark Horse 5, Aftershock 5, Archie 4, Boom 4, Dynamite 4, and that's about it. Everybody else has 1. Right.
American Mythology. I don't know if any of y'all like Laurel and Hardy, but they've got this comic series. They do Three Stooges. They got the rights to Three Stooges, Underdog, Rocky Bullwinkle. They had a really cool cover of the I don't know. He looks like a Mountie, and the bad guy ties the girl to the train tracks. Y'all remember that character? Anyway, American Mythology. They have this Laurel and Hardy comic, but then people piss me off. $9.99 for a variant. Damn, and it's like Laurel and Hardy reprints from the Dell days. Screw that. But anyways, American Mythology, people. Feeling
So
it.
next week, there's some picks. If do you guys want to go through what's coming out next week and then kind of give our take on like what we think? Because I next week I can tell you right now, if Drew's back, it's going to be pretty Doomsday Clock number 11 centric.
Nice.
So here's what we got going on next week. Let me see. How do I do this? Share screen. And Yeah. No, this one. Cool.
You want to check the
It'll
chat real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
How about you, Carson?
Yeah, let's check that. Yeah. I was waiting for that. We got the Mastodon. Mastodon Comics and Collecting. How's it going, man? Can't wait to hang out with that guy in Baltimore. We still got Cantankerous in the chat. We still got Comic Man Andy. He's around. It looks like we got Armor Wolf as well. And I think I saw the old Bake the Snake earlier. And I forgot my water, so my voice is going to be blown out for the rest of the show. So thanks, Bake. And yeah, let's go ahead and take a look. It's what's coming out next Wednesday. It's the 1st of September. So you know it's going to be a big week. So what do we got, Chad?
So first off, I'm not saying this is the conclusion, but I wish it was. Batman 78. So we're going to deal with the repercussions of the last issue, followed up by Doomsday Clock number 11.
Beautiful cover. Just two hands, Batman grabbing a guy, probably trying to rip off an ATM or something. Beautiful cover. You got to love Gary Frank. $4.99.
There's only
DC.
one cover?
No, there's 2 covers.
Oh, okay.
That
I
$4.99,
didn't-
man.
I'll click on the variants.
I'm going to talk about this $4.99 crap here in a little bit, but
I thought they drew a line in the sand a couple years ago, right?
Yeah, but that
there
was
a
at the time.
breeze.
the ocean already.
The line disappeared in the sand
waves
there.
came.
And
The
then,
waves came.
It went back up. They announced that it was going back up because of the card stock for the variants.
Okay.
Well, I do like their card stock. I
So
gotta
we're
get
just gonna we'll do DC first, and then we'll go into Marvel. So we got DC 78, Batman 78, Doomsday Clock 11, Justice League 31,
Yeah.
the Justice Doom Ward Part 2, Green Lantern number 11,
That's an awesome series, Green Lantern.
Harley
Yeah.
Quinn 65. I'm excited about the Harley Quinn cartoon. I've been watching a lot on the DC streaming service. They have a ton of great actors that are going to be on it.
Who's the voice of Harley?
Kaylee Cuoco
Okay, cool.
from Big Bang Theory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll be good.
We also got Deathstroke 47, Supergirl number 33, Lois Lane number 3, Deceased, A Good Day to Die number 1.
Oh, some of those variants for that Deceased book are spectacular,
we're gonna
especially
get
the horror one that's
$4.99.
Conjuring.
We're going to get into that. Legion of Superheroes Millennium. This is going to be, is it stemming out of Superman this week?
I think so.
Yeah. Batman Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles number 3, number 5.
Yep.
Superman Up in the Sky number 3. The Harley Quinn Poison Ivy number 1. Batman versus Ra's al Ghul number 1. This is the last time they're supposed to meet by Denny O'Neil.
There's Cat's variant cover right
Here we
there.
go.
Look at that black.
Man, look at
Is that
one.
Big Barda?
So we
Yeah.
got Creeper in the background.
Who's that girl
Oh,
back
that's
there?
not Florida. That's,
Giganta?
Giganta.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Giganta.
Yeah, they actually, I remember now, they attacked at the end of Doomsday Clock 10 when all the other heroes were on the moon fighting.
Looks like Black Adam's. Is Black Adam ripping that flag in half? You don't piss.
Yep.
Hey, Donald, you don't piss Black Adam off. The leader of Kondak will fuck you up.
It's not a contact flag right there.
Oh, that.
Batman number 78, the variant. Then we have A Good Day to Die, number 1.
That's a
Oh,
cool.
That cover is
cover.
amazing, isn't it?
Wow.
I think that's one of the nicer ones they've done.
That's an insane asylum house over there. what is
Supergirl
that?
number 3
Deathstroke?
cardstock variant edition. Justice League 31. I like this.
That looks like New Frontier style graphics.
Yeah. And then Batman 181.
The
Ain't no, Hulk,
facsimile.
ain't no Hulk 181.
Still first Poison Ivy, just saying.
She's hot.
And here we go. Batwoman Detective Comics.
Okay, cool. That's a buck. What is that? Detective 854. The
It reprints this
Bat-
issue.
woman.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Whoa!
It's a
Hello.
reprint.
But
Hello there.
it reprints this issue, which is the J.D. Jones variant. It's LG Part 1, where they turn over Detective to Batwoman, basically. And it's got the backups for the Renee Montoya question. So,
Oh my
good read.
Good story.
Yeah, it's really good.
Hashtag me too. Give me that book. Two kick-ass female DC characters. I'm on that like flies on shit, man. That Green Lantern variant sucked.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what the hell is that?
What
I
is
thought
that?
the Lois Lane variant was gorgeous.
Ooh, look at that Millennium Edition variant, $4.99. It's got a good Supergirl cover on the front. Got Supergirl. Ooh, look at the Wonder Woman one. Pretty good.
Batman versus Raj.
Oh, look at that cover. The Middleton variant. Oh my God, Catrin, what do you think about that one?
I already ordered
Like,
it.
Harvey wants Poison Ivy to smile in the photo booth. Oh, good night. Holy hell.
The Shannon Mares.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Shannon, what are you
You put
doing
them-
to me?
You put them right next to each other, and they're gorgeous.
Don't take a blue pill and look at that content.
Shout out to Spectacular Spider Grandpa.
Oh,
Meet
yeah.
Potatoes.
He loves that one. They got the
Wait,
Harley.
wait.
Nice Harley.
Don
Don
Teague.
Teague.
Wow.
Tyler
That's
Kirkham.
gorgeous.
Oh my God. Okay. I'm looking at all these covers. I just noticed it's Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy
Yeah.
#1. All right. So fans, shit, that's a good, anytime you get Harley and Poison Ivy together, buy it. It's going to be a good adventure.
It takes place immediately after Heroes in Crisis.
Nice.
So this is the reborn Poison Ivy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So now we're jumping into Marvel. We got Star Wars 71, House of X #4, The Immortal Hulk
$4.99.
23,
$3.99. Good stuff. Oh, yeah. Stand support.
Savage Avengers, The Punisher.
Oh, Andy, Punisher 15.
Hell yeah.
That's some good shit.
I like
It's
this
got
cover and I
cosmic
love this
poster.
team right here.
Is that
Now-
Moon Knight in there?
Moon Knight,
Oh,
Black
wow.
Widow, Ghost Rider. What was his name?
He has a helmet on or something.
Yeah, what was his name? He was awful in the 80s.
Oh, snap. So they brought back some
Thrasher?
80s.
Let's bring back
Thrasher, the 90s, right?
the universe characters.
Andy, what did you say? Thrasher?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's who it is. Night Thrasher. Trasher.
Trash.
Conan,
It's been a fun read.
Conan, Champions, Absolute Carnage, Scream #2, Ghost Spider Annual
What?
#1.
There's an annual?
Didn't it just come out 2 weeks
Yeah,
ago?
the first one just
Come on,
came out,
Marvel.
right?
Good lord.
Sometimes you got to jump the gun on a good annual.
Absolute Carnage, Symbiote Spider-Man #1.
I like that cover. That's pretty cool.
Old Man Quill, Agent of Atlas, Future Foundation.
Future Foundation, good book.
Is that the Ultimate Read?
Well, there was a Reed at the very end. It was a Reed Richards from a different Earth that they
Yeah,
Where-
it's from Ultimate.
breaking out of jail.
He's also been in Venom quite a bit too. The maker.
Yeah, the maker, exactly. Thanks, Carson.
Web of Black Widow #1, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Dark Temple #1, Amazing Spider-Man Going Big.
I like that. That going big is an Eric Larson cover. That looks pretty cool. The
That's
cover.
a nice cover. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Alpha Flight True North #1. I love this cover.
Alpha Flight or House of X.
House of X.
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely.
It's so cool.
Is Colossus on that cover? Like on the top
Yeah.
left?
Yeah.
I'm collecting
There he
the
is.
flower
There he is, Mark.
variants for that.
There he is.
Big shout out to Kyle Walker. He lives in the House of X.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the Immortal Hulk wraparound. That's an homage to that other Immortal Hulk wraparound variant that people were getting back in the day.
And that's actually that's Betty, right? Betty Ross.
Betty going red.
So
Red Hulk.
House of X Young variant. Absolute
Scotty
and
Young.
big shout out to Scotty Young who gave Drew Manchu a shout out on his review. I'm like 3 seconds ahead of everybody today. Did you get that? I rhymed.
You did, dude. You did. Drew Manchus loves his reviews.
True Believers Hulk.
Intelligent Hulk #1.
And then we got House of X variant. Another House of X variant.
Oh,
Savage.
that's the cover I got. The
This one
flower
here?
one. Yeah.
Here's another Savage Avengers Immortal wraparound variant. Spider-Woman facsimile edition. We got House of X action figure variant. I loved. Here we got another wraparound for Fantastic Four there.
That
Damn.
looks sick.
That's cool.
Oh my! Oh, I think I did. I think I ordered that thing one right there. That wraparound. I think I
Oh,
ordered
Mike
that one.
McCone. That's awesome.
I should
check
have
out
ordered
that third printing of House of X1.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that does look pretty cool. Now, what character is that on the cover of this house?
Magneto.
Okay, wearing the white costume.
Yeah.
That's the one he wore in the Marvel Now.
We got an Absolute Carnage Scream 1 in 25 Codex variant. Absolute
Amen, Mr. Gretzky. You save money when you just buy the variants for your favorites. Oh my God! Look at the white. That's
Oh, the Doom.
God damn! You know what this means? When that shit comes out on
Look at
Wednesday,
the Invisible
September
Woman
4th, I'm gonna have to pick up some variants.
Hey, look at this Punisher one here, Andy.
That's Andy's right there. Andy,
Ooh.
you gotta get that one.
Oh, that looks sick.
Fuck, there's another Fantastic fucking Four one. What did they do? Like all
They did
four?
all four, yeah.
God
Already
damn it!
pissed the Invisible Woman. Yeah, she
They
was
did
up.
5 because they did one for.
Yeah, they did Doom, so they did 5 of them.
Well, I don't spend much on comics anyway. I might as well just buy them all. Fuck it.
Why is it every week when I look at the Marvel list, I feel like I'm trying to start paying more and more every week for a book? $4.99, $5.99, $6.99.
And they're cool looking.
Yeah, this Conan's pretty sweet.
People going crazy over that one Black Widow variant.
Are you talking this one?
I think people are going crazy over Marvel comics right now.
This one's beautiful. I mean, it's absolutely beautiful.
Shannon Mare.
Another mare.
Yeah.
Shannon Mare's killing it.
Yeah,
God, I gotta take this off. Damn, it's already getting hot.
All those FF variants, gotcha.
I like this one too by this Ashley Witter.
Oh, that's awesome.
Little Spider-Man 1 Todd McFarlane homage.
I have to try to get to the shop on time.
Oh, look at the Future Foundation Humberto Ramos. That's a great looking. That's a good looking variant too. Future Foundation. I'm right now. I'm currently just stuck on cover A, and hopefully, I'll just have the willpower to keep doing that.
The one thing that, so I get it. Donny Cates and Bagley are teaming up on Venom 21, which will be the start of something, and it's
The
gonna be
start of
Venom.
something?
It's called
do you mean?
Venom Island.
Okay, like Spider Island, Venom Island.
Yeah. So I'm not 100% sure what I think about it. Just because they keep on going back to
House of
You know
M,
what I mean?
House of X,
like this.
Spider Island, Venom Island,
Yeah.
Secret Wars 2, Secret Wars 2, shitty.
And
I hated that one.
I can tell you that the Clayton Crane variant cover.
Crusade.
Have you guys seen that?
No, I haven't.
He's
That's
probably
awesome.
it's probably awesome. Crane's pretty awesome.
Is that the one with the big Venom face over the island?
It's a skull.
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Here, I'll pull it up.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh.
Ooh.
looks pretty nice.
That's the Sea of Thieves variant. There's always a big skull over the islands that have the skull forts.
I mean, it looks freaking beautiful.
That's
Hell.
dope.
Anytime I
cool.
see that's cool, but it kind of reminds me of the Punisher too.
Yeah.
But it's the Venom skull. More scary.
So, I mean, that's what's coming out next week. We talked about what this week. I said let's talk about what all we heard last week. I mean, there was enough news to continue going with that D23.
D23, man. I mean, D23, you knew it was going to be big. A lot of times, the Disney and the Marvel people, they cut short on the Comic-Con, the San Diego Comic-Con, all that kind of stuff because they got their – it's kind of like the Minecraft con, or whatever. They're so big, they got their own con, and they have a lot to talk about. Carson, what do you think? And do you think people are going to be – lining up, ready to hand their cash over to get on to the Disney Plus That's gonna
absolutely they are.
Let's go. Look, Carson, I knew I threw it to you, but man, I got to go over to Andy. He's the special guest tonight. Andy, what are you looking forward to most on this the D23 and all this new stuff that's coming out with the Disney Plus, man?
I mean, you got every Pixar title, every Disney title available to you. Nat Geo, just a huge profile of stuff that you can get streamed right to your TV. Not to mention, if you take the time to get to become a member, I think it's that D23 membership, then you can wait for a couple of days, get an email, and then you can actually get a discount where if you pay for the first 3 years up front, you're getting $3 or $4 a month for D23 for 3 years. That streaming or Disney Plus. Sorry, Disney Plus for like $4 a month. As long as it just got to take the time to become a member. So that kills it right there. That knocks it out of the park. And with a toddler at home, having all of those titles and all that cool stuff available is just, it's got to happen for us.
Man, I could put a little kid in front of the TV screen, and then I can go play on the Xbox in the other room, and then D23 and the Disney Plus will be babysitting my kid. No, my kids are 11 and 15, but no doubt about it. It's a great deal, man. Carson, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, if you've been following, the MCU storyline for the last decade, you're going to have to get D23 because now they got all these TV shows like WandaVision, She-Hulk. There's going to be a Hawkeye show. It's going to be the Winter Soldier and Falcon show. So, I mean, just that alone is going to grab pretty much anyone probably watching this program tonight. So, and then, like Andy said, there's going to be such a backlog of everything he just said. Plus, you never know when they're going to crack open that Disney Vault and give you all those older animated features they don't like to put on sale too often. So, just right there alone, you're getting your money's worth on top of everything else they're going to dump on top of it. So, yeah, it's gonna be a hit, especially at the price point they introduced it at. So, I just hope that, other people step up the game like the DC Universe. Keep pumping out those original shows, I hope. So, I think D20 or, Disney, they're going to set the bar. Oh, and then The Mandalorian, of course, too. You can't not talk about The Mandalorian.
God, I can't wait for that.
That's going to be like their main show to kick things off. So, I mean, that's going to be a phenomenal show, it looks like.
Dude, well, those like the Solo and the Rogue One, man, those are some kick-ass little on-their-own type stories. So I always love seeing, like, The Mandalorian, seeing how those bounty hunters were doing their things or, and all that. But I don't know if all Mandalorians are bounty hunters because I didn't read a lot of the old books or anything. But I'm also excited for Ewan McGregor to, put the robes back on. And
what's kind of exciting about that, though, is the guy from the cartoons, the guys that headed up the Rebels. He's heading up the him and Jon Favreau are heading up the whole Star Wars division, which is pretty freaking awesome, if you ask me.
Yeah, I think the old Farvo guy, man, with his experience, pickles, with his experience, through all the stuff he's done in cinema and all that stuff, it ought to be pretty good. Hey, Kat Wren, I know you're DC for life, but will you go Disney Plus?
Okay, I am DC through and through, but I mean, I'd be an idiot not to get this service. And even not just for everything that's already been mentioned on here, but a couple of things that people haven't mentioned. Since Disney got their hands on so many different Fox properties.
Oh yeah.
We now have the entire catalog of The Simpsons that's going to be up for streaming, all 30 seasons. What? There's 30 seasons of them? Okay. All right. It's going to be a marathon at some point in time. But I would say the big thing for me that I am the most excited about, I think this is more exciting for me than anything that's coming out of Disney Marvel. And yes, you can come at me for this. I will battle for this one. But the live action Lady and the Tramp. Especially where they're using
there's the tramp right there. Him and Chad, y'all need to eat some spaghetti. Get a little tongue kiss. Oh, I love it. Y'all are so sweet.
All right, get out of here, Sam.
Chad's the lady in that dog tramp.
Go, Sam.
Sam's the man.
But I love Lady and the Tramp. It was one of my favorite out of the Disney animated growing up. I've been trying to convince Mark for years that we need to get matching dogs and name them Jim, Dear, and Darling. He's not about that life, apparently.
Okay.
But I can live vicariously through this movie.
Mm-hmm. Did you like that poster that they showed where they were sitting at the restaurant or outside? Yeah, it was pretty cool.
He's a bull mastiff, Simple Man.
Bull mastiff.
He's the same one from Rocky.
Hey, yeah. Hey, Butkus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that. I love those Rocky movies. Simple Man, Simple Man. Y'all are good friends now because he's a big Musty fan too.
This is my second. This is a great dog. They're lazy like me. 15
Carson.
Yeah.
Speaking of lazy, get that ass back in the chat, man. What do we got going on in the chat?
Well, we got Simple Man's comics. The pets are a hit tonight, man. First we had, Legends cat back there looking at itself for probably 30, 45 minutes. So that the cat
Taylor boy, he loves clean down below.
We got Jean Grey.
She's been asleep on my lap this entire time.
I think they got you. That YouTube got you because sometimes Jean Grey will stretch her paw up, and the paw will try to pull down that tank top.
Yeah, we got Sam.
Yeah,
we got Chris Barrett in the chat still. We still got the mailman Jason Smith in the chat. They're having some fun tonight. And just joining us, we have Jason, Comics Misexplained, one of those B-showers over there on the Wednesday night show. So always happy to see him in the chat. They're always killing it on Wednesdays. We still got Joe freaking Ryan in the chat. And then Mr. Gretzky 9966. Collecting his Archies, man.
Mr. Gretzky got a sweet Archie book. What were you saying, Carson? I mean, Cat. Sorry.
I have a Pitbull Plot Hound mix. That's a rescue. Oh,
Thor. Is it
man? We got some love for. Oh, it's Odin.
Odin.
We got some love for some pit mixes. Yeah.
Comic Man Andy, do you have any pets at home?
I got a couple of wieners stashed upstairs.
Wiener dogs.
I have three wiener dogs.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Damn.
Did you guys see the trailer for Maximum for the Venom thing?
The Venom.
The Maximum Venom.
The trailer. Is it a book, movie, or TV show?
It's a comic.
Oh, snap. Oh yeah, that's the I want to say, was it on YouTube or?
Yeah, here I can show it.
They're doing a lot of those gimmick trailers from Marvel because Brent Peoples keeps putting on Instagram, because he's doing some stuff for Carnage, and it looks really good. I mean, Brent Peoples, great art and everything, but he was really spamming the Marvel trailers on some of the Carnage stuff coming out. That's a new gimmick. A little bit of that. What do we call it, Chad? Marketing.
Marketing. Something marketing to do.
Marketing or psyops. Ways to mind control the people so we keep buying those fucking Fantastic Four variants. How can I break the addiction, Carson? I love Fantastic Four, but they keep putting these variants out, man.
You're asking me how to break a comics addiction? You're asking the wrong guy. One of my topics I was going to talk about how much money I spent in a con there was no one at, basically.
Indiana Comic Con.
Was it like the scene from Spinal Tap?
Oh yeah, it was just like
just
no
goes
one there.
Indiana Comic Con was last weekend, right?
It's to this weekend. It was today, Sunday.
I almost made plans to drive down just to drop in on you guys, whoever was showing up there.
It would have just literally been me. I found out I did see Funkoff there. Some people know Funkoff in the community. He was at this con. He likes to travel his Midwest cons. I saw him at Cincinnati last year, and then I saw him at the when I was getting Cat's poster signed by Julian Tedesco. So when I got this signed, I saw Funkoff. So pretty cool poster there. This is by far the best poster they've had for Indiana Comic Con. So that was real awesome. Nice there. And then I saw on Instagram, I'm kind of disappointed I missed him. R. Wheatley was there.
Oh,
I met
snap.
R. Wheatley. So
Dude, that's awesome.
I saw on Instagram that he attended the con and was meeting the same people I was. But I guess before I give my thoughts on the con, if it's all right with you guys, I can show a little bit of my haul.
Yeah.
So
Show us some books.
The screen is yours.
cool. I got this print from Glenn Fabry. I didn't have any books for him to sign for whatever reason. So I had to get this death print. Thought it was cool. Had like the smoky death skull in the background, and he personalized it. So really nice guy. He's a lot of fun to talk to. So Glenn Fabry. You guys know me. I know a thing or two about getting some signatures. I only took 6 books with me because I worked overnights all this week. I packed really light because I was dead tired. But I had to meet Joe Giella, the oldest living Batman artist. So I got 3 signatures from him. Got my Green Lantern signed because he's like a good chunk of this Green Lantern run. So
Joey Janela, man, great wrestler.
Beautiful signature.
Oh, that's Janelle.
Yeah, I think you're thinking Joey Janela.
Oh, look at those lanterns, man! Holy hell!
These are
yeah.
nice signatures.
Have you always had those in your collection?
Yeah, I started collecting these about a year or so ago. I got a whole bunch of Silver Age Green Lantern. This is like the one run I'm trying to collect that's Silver Age, basically.
Good for you, man. That's a kick-ass run.
That's a good one to go after right now because
Get
no
your
one's looking for
Sinestro.
those Green Lanterns. And I had to get one Batman signed by Mr. Giella, so I got the issue 204, which is Operation Blindfold. It's just Batman and Robin beating up blind people. It's absolutely hilarious. So, and he's really nice about signature placement. He's like, "You want me to sign over the yellow moon so you can really see the signature?" I'm like, "Whatever you want, sir." So very nice, soft-spoken gentleman, and really enjoyed meeting him. I got more to show from this gentleman in a second, but I met Ron Wilson. So Legend, you like this one? Got my
I love that book.
thing #1 signed by Ron Wilson. So more on him in a second. And newsstand.
Yeah.
Funny story real quick on that thing #1. I always thought, since it said first #1 collector's edition when I was a kid, I thought it was going to be worth a lot. But I bought it anyway because it was the thing. But I really thought like it was going to be worth a shit ton. And then like 20, 30 years later, it's still really like cheap.
Yeah, I got this. I think I found it in
Good
$1
stuff,
bin,
bro.
actually. Like,
And it's a newsstand, like you said.
Speaking of Tedesco, got a couple books signed by him, so I had to get one of my foils signed by him for
Nice.
Batgirl 28.
That's so good.
Actually, shout out to Pope Grimy. I think he just gave me this copy of Batgirl 28, so thank you,
Nice.
Pope Grimy, for that. And then I had a Hawkeye #1 as well. So love me some Kate Bishop, so I had to get that signed.
Mhm.
Actual book pickups. Oh, yeah, and I had this. I didn't have anything to get signed by Ariel Olivetti, but I got his sketchbook, which is kind of cool because this was made in his home country, so it's actually all in Spanish. And if you bought his book, he did a little personalized quick head sketch inside the book. So
Oh, very cool.
he gave me a cool Wolverine sketch in there. So I thought that was real nice. You guys, I like to collect the art books when I can too. And sometimes, the sketches are kind of past your price point. Always go with the sketchbook next if you want to get something from that artist. Actual pickup book wise, I think I picked up 6 books. Got these for $5 a pop from the same vendor. So I got some X-Men run fillers, X-Men 108. So trying to fill up those, Cockrum and Claremont runs. So 110 as well. Found a Turtles 50 for less than cover price. If I remember right, I think this was the Death of Shredder. I'm still trying to read through the early part of this run. So figured why not go ahead and get that. It's an Eastman cover, so I love me some Kevin Eastman. Legend, you like this one as well. I found a Blue Beetle #1.
Oh, yeah.
Get me some Ted Cord. Thought it was an awesome cover. It's a beautiful copy. I was kind of hoping to find this eventually in a $1 bin, but I paid $5 just to get a good quality copy.
A newsstand there.
Probably, yeah, newsstand. Probably my kind of splurge book purchase, but I think it's a decent price. Got this finally in the collection. So
Wow.
Yeah, Michael
It's
Turner.
the color Michael Turner variant. This was the last variant I was missing out of my Titans run. So I had the black and white variant. The second print, I actually think it's technically a third printing variant in McCone and in the A cover, but this was the last one I was missing. I think it's technically this was a variant for the first issue.
That's the variant where Beast Boy turns into Talkie Tawny. Right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So I was extremely happy to find this. It was like $15. Yeah, I just go ahead and pay it because I've been looking for this book for like over a decade. So I was happy with that. And I found the book I said I was looking for last week of all things. for $10. No, it's not that weird Batman Chad book that we were supposed to look for and no one mentioned or found.
Oh, damn. I forgot about that.
Isn't that a Wolverine book?
I just saw it. Strange.
Yep. So I found
Here it is.
the original book I said I was going to look for, and I actually found it for $10.
First costume.
The A-Man issue. So he was A-Man before he's Animal Man, and just the first costume, even though the dude wrote first Animal Man on top. Nope, but it's close. But I was extremely happy. And it's not completely tore up. What is Chris Barrett's question here? Let's see.
It's on the screen.
Oh, okay. Nightwing. I looked for Nightwing 93 while I was waiting for my sketch to get done that whole time. Unfortunately, I had the Chad curse and could not find Nightwing 93. But I trust me, I looked at like maybe 10, 15 booths.
What's special about the Nightwing 93?
Oh gosh.
Chad, you want to explain it real quick before I show my final thing I got?
No, we're trying to keep it PG today.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. We're going to show off more of Carson's stuff.
Yeah.
So my last
Carson,
thing, because I was very tired today. I was beat, so I only spent probably 4 hours at this con. So my last thing I got, when I bring out the book, things get real. So my last thing I got was this Human Torch Ron Wilson commission. So got that beat right there. So I had to get at least one commission from this con. That's the one good thing about Indiana Comic Con when there's no one there. At least you can kind of do your research and pick one pretty cheap commission to go after. And Ron Wilson gives you some good work for a low cost, in my opinion. I didn't know this was going to be like a full body commission. I thought it was just going to be like, maybe a bust. But I was like walking by, so I was like, oh my God, he's doing a full body. So I was very happy with this. I actually walked by just to see how he's doing. Because I told him about 3 o'clock is when I was going to leave. So he tried to do, he actually budgeted his time and fit me in. But he actually started early. So I walked by. I'm like, oh, man, that was awesome. Because he already signed it. So I assumed it was done. And he's like, what time is it? I'm like, 2 o'clock. He's like, oh, you can come back in a little bit. I'm like, that's not done? He's like, nah, I'm still working on it. So he took the time and drew a flame around it and everything and inked it a little bit more. So very, very happy with this Ron Wilson commission. So highly recommend him.
After you were done, did you tell Ron Wilson, you still got it? You still got it.
I started a chant by myself.
I love Ron Wilson. Good artwork, man.
Yeah, he was awesome. But yeah, I guess my topic for tonight, because we all try to each pick a topic, I was just going to talk about cons. Is it too much of a good thing? Because there's so many cons. There's 5 cons every weekend, and just walking around this convention, as much fun as I had spending my money and getting those signatures and stuff, there just wasn't a lot of energy in the air. It didn't have that con feel that I was used to, I guess you could say. It felt empty in there. Some of the vendors, I think what happened with this particular con is it's a March con, but then C2E2 moved to March, which is 3 hours down the road from Indianapolis. So I think they were afraid of that, so they moved it to August. Wizard World Chicago was last weekend, which is 4 hours away from this con. So a lot of the people there, like your vendors and even some of your local artists, they just seem beat and tired and complaining they weren't making a lot of money. And I was telling you guys before we started, I'll tell the chat too. I was walking down Artist Alley and I actually saw an artist asleep at their table. I felt so bad. I shut. It's like this. I was just like, dang. So, is it just overkill nowadays to have this many cons? Is it too much of a good thing, or are we just in the middle of this con boom? What do you guys think about the amount of cons that's going on lately?
I have this one weird con in my neck of the woods it's actually 4 times a year. They do it once a quarter. And it's super overkill. And when you go to it, you just feel like it's an absolute it's a flea market. It's the same vendors that are there. Mm-hmm. They've gotten to the point where they have salted peanut stands in there. It's more like a cotton candy. They have nitro ice cream. And last time I was there, they actually had a distillery doing samples. like of their whiskey and that, and I'm like, what is this? What? And like it's the same exact vendors, so it's the exact same books that you're gonna see every single time. That's why like the bigger ones are more exciting for me because like the C2E2 was awesome. I mean, for multiple reasons, but C2E2 is great. And then when I got to go to Baltimore last year, it was the first time that I actually went to a con that was a comic book con. Like it's more, there's not that variety of goofiness, if you know what I mean, right?
So Baltimore Comic Con, the one we're going to in like October and stuff, that's going to be more comic book people instead of like actors and stuff.
Yeah, they only had last year. They had I think 3 actors, and I think one of them was Shazam, the guy
Zachary Levi.
guy, yeah.
This one, isn't Jerry Ordway coming to this one?
Yeah.
Damn, gotta bring my heart.
I'll have to go in the order.
Mastodon asked if I was talking about Still City, and it is called Still City. It's in an old Ames.
Okay.
Oh wow.
They call it the Monroeville Convention Center. They converted it into a convention center, and all it really is just
trade show, basically trade show. You think?
Or more like a flea market type.
It's a flea market, but they load up on the celebrities.
Oh.
And I mean the celebrities they get are
Get Virgil.
I mean he's there every time.
Did they have like any other like people like old school like Gil Gerard or like Buck Rogers or like old Star Trek people or anything?
Like a lot of appearances.
I'm gonna show you it.
Yeah.
I mean it's really bad.
They have. I mean that's the thing with cons. I mean there's with the San Diego Comic-Con kind of setting the setting the stage for being the main thing. Of course, they're basically all about, entertainment and pop culture, not even necessarily. I don't even know why they call it Comic-Con, really. It ought to just be called entertainment and pop culture.
Like a pop culture convention. Yeah.
Okay, here's the lineup. Like it's not even talking about comic book.
Trish Stratus and Lita.
Get the tables, Devon. I wonder how many people is going to get told that by, and fine, just tell them to shut up.
Carmen Electra, Sean Astin, Mario Lopez. Oh wait, oh my God, we got 4 of the people from Saved by the Bell.
Dustin Diamond, Screech,
Elizabeth Berkley. I'm gonna get. You know what? I think I have that Showgirls. Want to get her to sign that?
Yeah, there's the old Princess Bride and guy that sawed his foot off.
Tony Danza, yeah.
How about old Lita? Trish and Lita, Amy Dumbass. Well, at least they had some kick. Oh, Eddie Furlong. Oh, and there's the guy that was a Sandlot guy.
But I mean, it's not cheap.
Oh, so was it an expensive con, or was the signature probably expensive?
Like, here's feature. Okay, I'm gonna click on the featured artist, right?
Yeah, that sucks.
The Garbage Pail Kid guy.
Okay, well, I had some of those growing up. Damn.
That's it.
Wait, what?
You put both those guys at a damn table, and it looks like those guys just busted out of prison. They look scary as hell. I would not go to their table. Especially that guy, that Tom Bunk. He's something else.
I would have put that guy on a shirt.
Yeah, man. Get some I am part of this shirt.
Oh man.
And then the celebrities. Oh my God. I mean,
yeah, it says Comic-Con. The exclusive Comic-Con in Monroeville. Yeah, it is kind of weird how, that's the number one reason I don't go to Wizard Worlds anymore is because they have some comic people, but the last one I went to, they completely segregated the comic stuff from the celebrity alleys, and we even went into the convention center part with the comics. It was kind of sad.
So no one went for the comics. They just kind of met.
Yeah, they wanted to wait in line for the celebrities. I mean, there's definitely a draw there. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, if butts are in the seats, people are in the line. I mean, there you go. But I just feel bad for some of these vendors and stuff that get charged more and more to go to these things every year, and then the audience that are getting driven to these things aren't going for those vendors. So that's where I kind of feel bad for some of these people.
Yeah.
And
Well, the one thing about that Steel City Con, they always had Peter Mayhew on there.
Peter Mayhew.
He's the guy that played Chewbacca.
Yeah, but didn't he pass away though?
Yeah, so
He ain't coming back, man.
no, but they got the new Chewbacca.
Oh, so,
Oh, new Baca.
damn! Holy hell!
Nubaka. Hashtag Nubaka.
Too many Bacchus, too little time. Chewbacca's everywhere.
But like a con like that is why the wife and I stopped going to cons more than a decade ago, because we went to one that was just dismal and just super sad, and we're like, we paid how much to come to this? And lo and behold, a year or two later, they shut that down, and that was it.
Yeah, see, I think like general admission for the one I went to today was $30, and not to mention it's in a place where you have to pay like $20 to park too.
Ooh,
If you think about Comic-Con, especially like
Panda.
Yeah,
I
forgot to ask you about that today, Kat. I was going to, and I'm
Come on.
as soon as I paid for parking, I'm like, no, Kat had a cheaper option.
oh snap! It's like San Diego Comic-Con. You get that building. That's like the Madison Square Garden, the WWE. Then you got Wizard World traveling the towns. Like the little indie promotion they are. And they got all these little Chicago, New York. So you got your own little what do they call them? Territories, right? It is.
Yeah.
Each territory has their own little wrestlers showing up. Some travel the world, travel the territories. But man, it's finding that sweet spot where, if there's a big bunch of comics, and if you're going to a con specifically for comics, or if you're going to a con specifically for autographs, commissions, or to meet your favorite superstars, you know what I mean? You got to do your homework. It's just like anything. You got to do.
Yeah, you have to.
I got something kind of exciting that I want to show you guys.
Well, I figured out why no one was at Indiana Comic Con.
Why is that?
Okay, I'm going to share my screen real quick.
Yep.
Now, yeah, I'm going to share.
Get all signatures. We're not even going to try.
All right, hold on.
Yeah,
I'll
there
see
was
that.
Let's see a
One
weird funeral procession go by downtown. I mean, it was like it stopped traffic for who knows how long. I guess while we're waiting for Cal, I'll get to the chat real quick. We got Comic Head 84 in the chat. He says I inspired him to start his Batman blank book. Which check out his Instagram. He actually, instead of buying a book like this, he got one of those DC blank variants, and he's just having artists fill in each page.
Oh yeah,
Horrorhound's coming up
The
too.
same exact. Well, it's next weekend actually. I almost was going to go to this, and then I had something come up that's kind of a little more pressing in my personal life. But let's see who all's gonna be there, shall we?
An evening with Henry Rollins? Hell yeah.
Patrick Wilson in the house.
Oh, Nev Campbell again. She's making
Carson,
her out.
hey, Carson, an
We've
evening.
got
with-
Watchmen. We've got Scream. Going on, Justin Long's there.
It's a
Then
couple
Watchmen.
Yeah,
Oh, my gal.
David Arquette.
he's
W.
a good
Oh, the
wrestler.
whole cast of Scream going, huh?
There's
We-
Jack
Elvira.
Haley.
We talked
James
a
Mason.
little bit of Buffy earlier,
Wow.
so my boy Spike is
Wow.
going to be there.
This is a pretty killer lineup.
Yeah, there you go, Carson. Spike.
Mike. That guy makes a lot
Umbrella
of
Academy.
Oh, look at Stephen Ogg. Trevor from GTA 5.
Oh boy.
Oh, yeah.
He was fun.
Absolutely. Oh, Jennifer Carpenter from Dexter.
Mhm.
Little Sean
She
Patrick
was
Flannery.
married to him, and his wife on the shows.
Barbara Steele, people. She was in Dark Shadows: The Revival. Dark Shadows fans unite. Barbara Steele. She played Dr. Julia Hoffman.
Poor man's
We've
Paul
had
Heyman.
some
John
American
Carolina.
Horror Story.
Mhm. There's
Elizabeth-
Yeah, he was in an episode of Walking
Diana
Dead.
Elizabeth.
remember that
House.
movie she was in? Oh, Henry Thomas riding that bike in front of the moon there.
A lot of autograph
We
money
have
down
another
the drain.
Buffy.
Holy moly.
Christy Swanson.
OG Buffy.
It's all the people that are going to be at MyCon too.
That's kind of funny. Oh,
Yeah.
Dina Meyer from
They do the horror
Starship
circuit.
Troopers.
List is still going.
This is next weekend in Indy.
Did you
Yeah,
get?
it makes a lot of sense.
Did you get press passes?
I thought that was usually in October.
Butch Patrick, Cat. There he is.
Sarah
Butch
Douglas.
Patrick. You know who Butch Patrick? That's the little Eddie Munster right there.
Yep.
Yeah, he is.
Damn,
You get-
Christine is going to be there, and they're still announcing people apparently.
You're not
The
going next
Chris
week.
Creeper. No, I'm not going to this because unfortunately I got some family stuff coming up next weekend. So, kind of got to do the whole family thing. I have a friend who is going, and he's going to hook me up with a couple signatures. So we shall see about that.
If
Very
Spectacular Spider Grandpa,
Yeah,
was
I'll
going,
share this with you guys.
Mhm.
This is pretty cool.
while you look that up, while Spectacular Spider Grandpa would go to those, he had asked for a selfie with Elvira, with Elvira's boobs.
So this is the exhibitors for Baltimore Comic Con.
New. Oh, where's New Dimension? Oh, look at those. Hey, Comic Core.
What? And we're
Oh.
really far up there too.
Comic Core.
That's so cool.
That's awesome. We start with a C.
Comic Core rhymes with comic.
we need to get a program of it, and we need to get that CGC slabbed.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Signed by all the core members, and then witnessed and slabbed.
All right. That'd be awesome.
And then, like, the CGC will be like, "What am I doing? Witnessing a bunch of random people signing a book?" Yes, you are.
Hey, Cat, Neil Adams is going to be there.
He was in Indiana today.
Yeah.
He was sitting in the same spot.
I met him once.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Here's the media guest for Baltimore. You ready, Legend?
Yeah, media.
Show it.
Yep.
What a lineup.
Great lineup
Wait.
there.
Oh yeah.
No one.
I know all those people.
The Great Legend is the first media guest announced for Baltimore Comic Con.
They do have a really cool little contest right now going on. If you guys want to check it out, you can go to their website and try to name the
There's that ugly dude again.
I'm making that a shirt. That's why that guy's up there.
Gold label Mad magazines.
Name him Chad. Chad
Go get
Crab.
that guy to sign some Mad magazines and slap them.
Hey, can I give a quick shout out?
You can do whatever you want.
The Legends Cat for finally finding that little tidbit of acid hidden in his crotch. He's
Finally.
crashed.
He has hit the hay, man. He was hitting it hard earlier, licking it nice and fine. I should be saying all that stuff with the Vince McMahon voice, but he's already asleep right now.
Mother, I can't even say it.
48.
That's Cornette. That's Cornette. Man, what I love about Bruce Pritchard's podcast, he goes through all the voices, just fucking flawless, man. Well, he could be a voice actor.
Yeah, he could.
All right. So, you want to dive into the chat so we can keep on keeping on?
Yeah, we got Ricky Martstadt in the chat. He says, "Do you
Ricky.
guys like Gray Swiss Army or double-bladed lightsaber?" So, like, he's talking about that new lightsaber at the end of the last
Yeah.
hour. So, I think that's too much of a gimmick for me, man. They just give them a simple lightsaber. That's all they need. But the whole two sabers, that's not feasible.
Yeah, but I mean,
Oh,
It's new though.
yeah, but no, the lightsaber might be a gimmick, but
Okay.
if you think about it, each character kind of has its own different setup.
Mm.
They kind of.
I think that scene actually. I think that's a scene directly from Empire. Remember when Luke sees?
Yeah.
dream scenes.
Yeah,
That's why I think it was a vision.
I actually
Force
think she's gonna see herself as a Sith. That's just my opinion. I could be
Sure.
wrong.
All right.
Opinions are like assholes.
I think that too. I think it's dream scene style, like you said, where Luke fought Vader and all that under the little Dagobah area and in the little caves. I think it's gonna be some of that action.
He was the Knights of Ren the whole time.
Knights of Ren, the Kylo Ren. Or are you talking about the old game I used to play with HK-47 Meatbag Knights of the Old
Oh, yeah.
Republic? Remember that old Sith game?
That first one was pretty awesome,
Yeah,
right?
it was really
I
good.
think like the second one, I couldn't get into the second one, but the first one was good. But we I guess we'll get back into that chat still. We
Ricky
got
Marchstack.
Mastodon comics and collecting.
Man, it's always good to see Donnie.
Oh yeah, and we still got Chris Barrett, of course. You know,
See,
Mr.
baby.
Bad Dude, the Snapper Carb Comic Corps. He's in like every single chat. Maybe he should be the 24/7 chat.
Barrett missed us last week. I didn't know what happened. I got worried.
Yeah, we were asking about old Barrett last week. Any
then Jason-
sign of Jason Smith? Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Oh,
Old
and Pope Cerebus the first joined us. He says,
Damn, it's been a long time since I've seen old Cerebus here.
Pope C, he's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And what is our final topic of the night, Chad?
I did my topic.
Kat, do you have a topic? Well, that's all right. I got one. So, you know, for me, we're going to talk about, and we've talked about this before, and it doesn't start with a D and it don't end with an L. It ain't digital tonight, but I might give a little digital tidbit to you. But how do you think comic book collecting has, how's your comic book collecting habits changed? Like, so a lot of folks may be new. A lot of folks may be coming back into the hobby. A lot of folks have just, we've been in the hobby for a pretty good while. And so one of the ways my comic collecting has changed, like early on, man, I was buying so many books, but I was having so little time to read them. Oh yeah, that's another one. Amen to that. Yeah, I got into Mylars. You guys, Mylars. And the blue painters tape. I mean, so much good stuff. The halfbacks, the fullbacks, however many backs you want.
That's a misnomer, Legend.
Yeah, the Mylar.
No, the blue tape.
Oh, the blue tape.
Actually, you should be using the green tape because the green tape is easier to tape, like to move, and it won't stick to any. The blue tape. That's just let you guys know that there's different grades of stickiness. Blue has a higher stickiness than the green. If you really want to do your stuff and do it right, you got to go with the green tape.
Go with the green.
Yeah, get that green tape.
That's GPAP for you. He see, those videos are worth. I mean, those are good videos that people put up about like what tape and everything like that.
What to kind of use. Some other stuff for me that has changed. Just getting older and like. I got back into collecting in 2011, but like now in 2019, your collecting habits change. There's all kind of comic book collectors. There's the comic book reader. There's the comic book investor. In the investor, you can go with the long-term investor, the short-term vest, like the quick flip on maybe like a modern variant to fund, like the long-term hold, which would be like, Tales of Suspense 39 or, some Iron Man, or what is the, first Punisher and that Amazing Spider-Man 129 or whatever issue that is. So, you got some good long-term, short-term, and then you got the people like me that are trying to collect their runs of Dark Shadows and all their Jonah X and Fantastic Fours and all that fun stuff. But for me personally, I buy a lot less new books just because I'm cheap, and that lets me focus on back issues, and I don't buy back issues a lot, just here and there. I don't spend, like I said, I don't spend too much. But one thing I thought I would never get into is the digital stuff. I always wanted to hold the comic in my hand. I wanted the paper, but through years of collecting and just running out of room, the digital thing totally makes sense. The DC one, I think 75 a year. The Marvel one's probably like 70 a year or so, give or take. And so if you spend like $300 a month on new comics, however much that is, especially now with comic books being like the more $4.99 price tags, man, it really starts adding up. And if you take a lot of your new books that you buy if you're just buying them to read, not like if you're buying them for collectibles or like speculation so you can, have some investments, that's freaking awesome. But for like stuff you're just going to read, I got to go digital, man. I just can't keep adding to the boxes in there. But what do y'all think? How is some of the, ever since you've been collecting, how and through the years, because collecting is just like life growth, or it's like I always talk about your race of life. When you run the race of life, and when you get to the finish line, are you happy with all the decisions you made in the past? And a lot of times, we learn from our mistakes, so we always pick up new tips and new ways to improve our own collecting habits. But what's some of the ways y'all stuff has changed over time?
All right, I'll jump in. The one thing that instead of being more of a collector, I'm more of a reader. And before, I had all the big boy books, and I think Legend probably knows this. I know Carson 100% knows this. The first appearance of Punisher, right?
Yeah, what number? I don't know what number that was.
ASM 129.
Okay,
129.
so
All right.
I had the cleanest version of it,
Of that
and
Punisher.
and we had just started doing YouTube, and I was on an off air with the guys from Blaster Stash It. He actually made a video about it. Check it out.
Oh, I remember this. Okay, sorry.
Channel. He said that his Grail book is ASM 129. And I said, okay, you want it? And he was like, yeah, that'd be awesome. And I was like, all right, you can have it. He goes, how much you want for it? I'm like, no, nothing. And I sent it to him. I went on your auction, one of the first times on your auction, and I just had some books. And I learned quickly in the community. I was fresh in the comic book community. On YouTube, that when you send stuff, you don't send things media mail. Oh,
Sometimes Jason Smith opens the packages, and you may never get your comics.
And I sold a giant size X-Men #1 super clean to Manny. We packed it super good, and we sent it to him media mail, and he fucking flipped out. He was like, but dude, I mean, you got a hell of a price on it.
He never bought anything on my auction again. Thanks, Chad.
Oh, thanks. I sold it for, I think it was like $100. Like you sent it. And,
yeah, giant size, man. That's awesome.
But that's the thing. Like, and if anybody needs anything, if I have the book, I'll give it to you. I don't care.
So those books you're not emotionally attached to, because once you've read the story has been embedded in your mind, so you'll have it for the rest of your time.
Absolutely. And I was talking to somebody, I'm not going to name any names, but it's another person in the community who has a show here. And I was just talking to him about the Comic Core and kind of like some of the things and some of the directions that we want to go. And ultimately, what we want the Comic Core to be is the largest collection of comic book creators on YouTube.
Wait, largest a comic book? I don't make comics, but I read them.
No, in the comic book community, like we want to be the largest group of creators. So if anybody makes anything and they want to be on here, I don't care what you put up. I don't care. It's a community channel, and I know there's been talk about it being like a club, and no, we
video creators, like YouTube personalities and stuff.
We don't care. Do we discriminate against anybody?
Nope. I mean, we fucking have a shit ton of Drew Manchu's boring ass reviews on this channel. And it's like mainly all Marvel books. And when he reviews Fantastic Four or Future Foundation, he bashes it, But you know what, Drew? Screw your Carnage and your other crap. Johnny Cates. I don't care about him. I care about Reed Richards, though,
But like that ultimately, it's turned into more of like a place that friends get to hang out, friends get to talk to.
That's the fun.
And we all have similar interests. And the one thing, like he asked me, he's like, so like, what do you guys like to do? I mean, I like to hang out on Friday nights, go off the rails, but I would love it if we could interview, if we had an opportunity to do more interviews with creators, like actual creators, from like the comic industry. I think we do an excellent job when we get that opportunity.
We had Rob Pachuk on, the junior high horror. We had that awesome guy from Ahoy Comics, Doc Brown with that.
Yeah, and
He
like
was so much fun.
Rob's a perfect example. He came on, he had a blast, and now he wants to be on shows. He's staying with us in Baltimore. I mean,
and he's a wrestling fan.
Yeah, and
loves it.
And that's what we're trying to do, and that's what we want to continue doing. I mean, like hell, I didn't talk to anybody this week, and then I talked to Legend on Wednesday night.
Dude, we fucking talked long time.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, he was like, "Oh man, I'm gonna go to bed." I'm like, "Okay, I'm gonna go binge watch Dark Shadows for the next 4 hours."
Yeah, the original from '66. People, where are you watching it? Prime?
Yeah, I was on DC. I was on the Prime. And then, but like, there's a lot of stuff and then you get to talk to somebody. I mean, I think it was last year. Yeah, it was last year. Carson was going to a con. Was it in Indianapolis?
The Cincinnati one?
Yeah, and I saw a shooting right across from the convention center.
That's coming up soon too.
And I picked up the phone. I'm like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah, I was at Half Price Books, like looking for comics, and Chad's like, "Are you okay?" Like, what are you talking about? It's like, "There's a shooting in Cincinnati." I'm like, "I'm not in Cincinnati yet."
So, but I mean, that's
what it is. It is a family, Chad, and we do look out for each other. We keep tabs on each other. If we haven't heard from someone on the core in a while, we'll reach out to them. And each and every one of you in the chat are all a part of the core. And we have an awesome Facebook group page you can join. We have a Facebook chat. If you're into the Facebook Messenger and you just want to shoot the shit, like when you're at work or whatever, we got TiVo in there. We got Anthony from Real Comic Book Talk. Man, we got all kind of fun going on.
Kyle Walker.
Walker's in there.
The Prince.
The Prince. Mastodon.
I'll give you an example. Today, I haven't heard from Comic Spectre in a while, and I know he was getting deployed with the Air Force. So I sent him a quick message and, "Hey man, I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're being safe." And he messaged me back. So, I mean it is family. It is about the community, and I hope it stays in that direction and continues to go. I know sometimes we've gone off the rails and it kind of feels like we're not like that, but I think we got to get back to our core. How about you, Kat?
Yeah, hopefully I don't disturb her because, it's all about her comfort right now, apparently. She keeps kicking me in the face. But, I mean, the original question was like, how our collection has changed? Or are we talking about
how's your
overall? My collecting habits have changed just to be. I just like being part of the community.
Okay. So my collecting habits, like when I first really got immersed back in comics, and when I first really got into the YouTube community and everything, I was like, oh, okay, so everyone's talking about this book or this character. So I need to check out everything this character's been a part of. I need to learn who this character is. And then I'm like, I don't really like that character, or, those stories really aren't for me, and it's just I like my Titans and my Starfire and my Midnighter and my little crazy characters here and there. And it's just I've learned that it's that one lesson that I feel like every collector learns at some point, that you just got to live by. You collect what you love. You don't try to follow the trends. You don't try to go into this is a hot book, this is a hot variant. For example, with the House of X, sorry, my dog's barking in the background. Yeah,
Mark, don't eat him.
He's saying that, preach, whatever. Really, don't pull down my shirt.
Oh,
but she keeps clawing at me. But it's collect what you love.
Yeah.
And it's if there's a certain cover that just calls to you, that's the book for you. It doesn't matter what someone else is saying, oh, well, this is this book, this is that. That's great. But when it comes down to it, you're going to end up with a lot of very expensive pieces of paper. You need something that makes you happy. You need to check out books that you really love and you really, talk to you like Snack Girl. Okay, I love Snack Girl. I'm not ashamed of that. I've been loving it since the first issue, and I know this is like one of the big books for this week, but Commandy in this Legend, and I love
Commandy's a great character.
Commandy. We love some Commandy. We bonded over Commandy a few times, and that's just something that, like, when the whole Commandy challenge was coming out, I was pumped every single issue. I was like, what's he gonna do this issue? What's gonna happen? Like, what's this creative team going to imagine for this? And it's just, when it comes down to it, surround yourself with things that make you happy, because otherwise it's just taking up space.
Hashtag quest for positivity.
And as far as the core, as far as the community goes, if you can help others find what they need for their collection, or things that truly would work better with their collection, things, make them happy, maybe hook someone up here or there. But definitely
it's kind of like that. Bob World sent me a awesome AOK, and it was all Dark Shadows books by Dynamite Entertainment that came out in 2011. And oh my God, he pretty much sent me like the whole volume plus like Dark Shadows Year One. And not a lot of folks know about that old show or whatnot, but I shared that information with everyone else, maybe because they might get into some Dark Shadows. You never know. Andy, how about you, man? How some of your collecting habits changed throughout the years?
Oh my God, I could talk for hours on this, because just the other day I was sitting there thinking to myself, it's like, what year is it? It's like the 90s all over again with the variants and with everything else that's happening. It's like the market's flooded. And I love it in the same aspect. What really got me back into being hardcore into comics was that I really wanted to use the speculation tools and a lot of the stuff I saw online as a way to build my collection before things got expensive.
Amen to that.
Because I am terrible at selling. I'll buy 20 copies of something, and it's like, because somebody says that, it's part of what I want for my collection, and they say, hey, it's probably going to be a really hot book. I'll never sell it. I'll throw all 20 copies in there because I bought them, and it's like I just don't feel like flipping books like that. And I just want to get a lot of these runs and a lot of these things done before I start to see these prices get to the point where, Golden Age books, Silver Age books, it's just unattainable.
Yeah.
But then I discovered Brian, Jack, you guys, and the community on YouTube, and it's like, this is so much more, because not only do I get to read the books and do I get to enjoy them, I get to share the experience real time with extremely cool people and have a great time doing it, which is why I'm going to Baltimore too.
Yeah. We're going to be together like we are now live, but like real live. It's going to be cool. I do love some good runs, but not those kind of runs, Carson. Carson, how's the chat going, man? The chat have any good stuff about how some of chat, we're asking you too, how's your collecting experience changed throughout the years, and how has YouTube changed some of those? I think the coolest thing about YouTube is like it has brought everyone together to where you can share your book, share your love, share your passion for the comics and stuff.
Yeah, we got Brian Silverman has came up with a new nickname for Comic Man Andy. He is now Commandy.
Commandy.
The last collector on something. We'll come up with the tagline later, but I do like the Commandy. We still got Donnie in there. He says he's thinking about some selling some stuff, but he's got no clue what he's doing or how to sell. So yeah, I guess they could kind of use that as a segue real quick to plug the if it's all right with you guys. I think it's time for another Comic Core auction. We haven't had one of those for a while. And look, I have the September 7th off. So we'll call it September 7th around 9 p.m. Eastern. That's a Saturday.
Nice.
So Comic Core auction, be there.
Be there, be square.
We'll start plugging that on Instagram and that stuff. So we'll have to do a Comic Core auction soon. We still got Chris Barrett in the chat, Ricky Markstadt in the chat, and Jason Smith. So
Nice.
Always like seeing those guys in those chats. Chris Barrett says he'll be. I know Chris. He likes to bid his $1 then fold, so I know he'll be there. So can't wait to see that.
The great thing about that,
yeah, go ahead.
Like bidding and stuff, when you do auctions, because I've done auctions for a long time. I've seen New York Warriors auctions. I've seen Toro Cuboro, and I'm not going to name all my. But I see all these awesome auctions going on. And what's an important tip is always have the willpower to know when to say no, or put your max bid out there. A lot of times when I'm bidding on auctions, I'll hop in there and I'll see people doing little dollar increments and all that kind of stuff. But I'll go in there and I'll just slam it down. I'll pick my max down, and by doing that, to me, being a former auction host, it shows respect to those sellers. Well, me personally, because we share the same thought, we share the same mind, so I make sure I throw it down. And if anyone wants to compete, you better bid another $1 higher than the legend if you got it, so that's what I do for the auctions. But it's always good to, watch out. Same thing with those mystery boxes. I mean, they're so freaking cool and stuff, but a lot of times, you might get caught with the addictions. And me and Chad, we had a good friend that, and gone too soon. So trying to, make sure you got the money and the funds to pay for all your stuff, because you want to make sure your bills come first, because this ain't, it ain't like Motel 6. They ain't going to leave a light on when you waste all your money on comics and you didn't pay your electric bill. But it's hard, I know, because, all this kick-ass stuff comes out, and it's like, I got to get this. But, yeah.
Well, I mean, it's 11:44 my time, so it's about that time. I want to give a couple of shout-outs before we say goodbye and good night, if you guys don't mind.
Shout out time.
So, got a bunch of comments. One last time through the. I think we've covered everybody.
Chris Barrett.
Yeah.
Hold on, I'm trying to get to what I wanted to say. Crap.
That's some Dryers, cookies and cream, or chocolate chip cookie dough. Is that Dryers there? What do you got? Good ice cream there?
Sure, ice cream. Edie's.
Oh, a little Edie's.
Ooh,
look at that.
I got one. I got one announcement. You guys ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Baltimore, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go for an ASM 129. I'm gonna.
Well, you're not going to have to go too far, because our booth is going to have some of the very big boy books that you're going to be looking for, because we are currently going to be splitting our booth with our sponsor, New Dimension Comics. And these two guys here, John and Todd, will both be at our booth. They'll have a rack behind them, and they will be having some of the biggest books that you'll see. I'm not saying, but there's a Western #1, there's a Action Comic #1, and a Detective #1 going to be in that lot as well.
They had Back to the Future in that picture by IDW, co-written by Bob Gale. I mean, fucking Back to the Future. I have that whole run, though.
We've got some announcements coming up about there. There's going to be, we have Bear Island is coming. Our other 3 winners, Smurf, Airboy, and Hoodat, unfortunately can't make it. So we may have a contest leading up to it to see if somebody needs tickets or whatever the case may be. But with that being said, I want to wish Finn congratulations on his marriage.
Pretty nice, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry we couldn't make it. I couldn't get off, and Carson, he never gets off.
No, that's what she said. I'm sorry.
So let's take it out one time with this. no, 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 no,